Why do people in England stand on the right-hand side of the escalator? It just doesn't make sense, does it?
I wondered why they stand on the right in England, and this took me on a quest where I travelled over 50,000 kilometres to see how people ride on escalators around the world, and to discover why the English stand on the right-hand side when they ride an escalator.
In countries where people drive on the right, they also walk on the right, and they stand on the right-hand side of an escalator. On highways in countries where they drive on the right-hand side of the road is the slow lane, and the left-hand side is the fast lane, where you pass other cars. It works the same way on an escalator. So in countries where you drive on the right, you would also stand on the right-hand side of an escalator, as that's the slow lane, and you would pass on the left, as that's the fast lane. In countries where people drive on the left, it simply makes sense that it's done the other way around. In countries where people drive on the left lane is the slow lane, and the right lane is for overtaking, and that carries across to escalators. The standard escalator etiquette in countries where people drive on the correct side of the road is that you also stand on the left.
In Singapore, they drive on the left, and they stand on the left.
In the Philippines, they drive on the right, and they stand on the right.
In Australia, they drive on the left,
and they stand on the left.
and in France, they drive on the right,
and they stand on the right. In England, they drive on the left, but they stand on the right. Why? I mean, people in England are very good at keeping to the left, so why do they do this on escalators? In England, people walk on the left. There are even signs telling people to walk on the left. You also have signs telling you to walk downstairs on the left. But despite all this, people stand on the right-hand side of the escalator. With modern escalators, you can stand on the left and walk on the right, which works just fine. You can also stand on the right and walk on the left, and that works just as well. The main point is that everyone has to do it the same way. Otherwise, there's chaos. So why do the English stand on the right?
To find out why, you've got to come to Earl's Court, where the first escalators were installed on the London Underground on the 4th of October 1911. Those original escalators at Earl's Court were designed differently to modern escalators, so when you got to the top, the escalator finished earlier for the right foot than it did for the left. And there was a diagonal partition that shunted disembarking passengers to the left. Now with these escalators, there would be chaos at the top of the escalator, as people walking on the right would have to cut through a row of people standing. This problem could be solved easily if everyone just stood on the right and walked on the left. And Londoners have been doing this ever since.
After the escalators at Earl's Court were installed, other stations got them too, but they were much more like modern escalators, so there was no need to stand on the right. The original escalators at Earl's Court were replaced in 1936, and since then there has not been any real need to stand on the right anywhere on the London Underground. But by this point a habit had developed and no one was going to change to the more logical practice of standing on the left.